This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Oh, isn't that hair fabulous? Broadcasting live from the new hotspot on Fort Myers Beach, Wahoo Willie's. It's time for another exciting award-winning episode of Beach Talk Radio. Here are your humble hosts, Kim and Ed Ryan.
Nice. Good job, Dave. Good job, Bob. Thank you. Thank you. Thousands of people here at Wahoo Willie's. You can't see them because they're in front of us, but we appreciate you all coming down and spending some time with us and having breakfast here at Wahoo Willie's. We have our friends from the UK are here. We have our friends from Wisconsin. Green Bay Packers won this past Thanksgiving. And I don't know where everyone else is from, but thank you all for coming, and we appreciate you all.
Pennsylvania is in
That's
the
York,
house.
Pennsylvania. That's right. That's where they make the chocolate, isn't it? In York, Pennsylvania? Oh, that's in Hershey, Pennsylvania. I should have got that. Yeah,
Wow.
It's not too far from York. Oh, no, you know what it was? York Peppermint Patty. That's how I got it confused. Yeah. By the way,
sort of like the Dead Sea thing.
oh, I
yesterday.
knew that was going to come up, right? You had to bring that up.
I'm totally. I watched it last night. I'm gonna clip that.
Yeah, so
it's hilarious.
So I said something about the Dead
Wow,
Sea
you're loud.
yesterday about no, I'm loud in your headphones. See, if you actually sat down and practiced a little bit
oh
before
yeah,
the
like
show.
yesterday when you couldn't get the thing to work.
We ran out of power yesterday because the show was just flying by. So there was a question about what's the lowest part of the world or some crazy thing like that. Or I forgot to pay the meter. So hopefully the guys are going to be nice today. That the lowest part was like the Dead Sea. And I thought the guy from, where was he from? Jordan was getting his dates from the bottom of the Dead Sea. I didn't know that you didn't get dates from the bottom of the Dead Sea. So our vacation next summer is we're going date diving in the Dead Sea.
I'm gonna have to get a different date for that.
So I'm trying to
trip.
go to sleep last night. She comes out cracking up hysterically about my Dead Sea comment. Oh, you have to make a highlight of this. You have to make a highlight of it. I'm like, no, I'm not. When do I come and say to you, when you look dumb, I'm going to make a highlight of that?
Well, that's because it doesn't happen. So
please don't encourage her with laughter.
I never feel sorry for you, but I did yesterday. I was like,
listen,
oh my God, I'm so sorry because it was so bad. It was just
and like anybody believes, you've never felt sorry for me before.
No, but you were like, so they get them from the bottom.
Listen, I don't know anything about dates or the Dead Sea, so I just thought. Anyway, so this morning we did the walk around with brand new wireless microphones, which you know nothing about. I mean, I had to take care of all
that with them last night.
Yeah, we got like 7,000 views around the pool.
Yeah, about the pool.
Until you scared the living daylights out of her dog.
I know, Cookie did not like that, but I think the pool does look blue. I do think the camera made it even bluer, but you know, if you
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Yeah, and they were great, the people that did our pool. So if you need your pool redone, let us know.
The other thing was I lost my train of thought.
Well, there's a shock.
Yeah. The other thing that we're talking about, I've totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, the wireless microphones.
So we're here in Fort Myers Beach.
Works great. Tomorrow when she does
Willie's.
Her bike ride, we'll have the nice wireless microphones. So the wind won't be a factor.
Are
Everything
you
worked
sure?
out great. No, it worked perfectly this morning. A lot of great comments about the wireless microphones, and so we're going to use those tomorrow. But don't think we forgot about those chairs that you donated to St. Peter's. We're going to deliver the chairs tomorrow at 9:00 for their service. And you all donated the money for that. It was like $1,000 for a bunch of new chairs, and we're going to drop those off tomorrow.
So last night, the U-Haul, a Penske truck pulls up in front of our house. And I'm like, what is going on with this Penske truck? Like, we're not moving. Did somebody? And these two guys get out and they're unloading these huge boxes from Amazon. And I'm like,
Penske, Amazon.
I said, what's the address? I think you're at the wrong
She
place.
forgot we Bought some chairs.
No, and they're like, I said, I don't know what Ed Ryan. I said, what has he ordered? I don't,
She hates when I buy things.
And the guy's like, can we just unload them and then you can yell at him later? I said, later? He's right there in the house. So I'm on the outside screaming, what did you order?
3 giant boxes of chairs.
Boxes. So
yeah, we'll drop those off tomorrow, and then you can do your bike ride right from the church, which will be nice. So
you gonna make me lift the boxes by myself? It says team lift. I see.
No,
though.
dear, I'll lift them myself.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I've been working out the last few days, so I think I can pick them up. No, and the last thing we want to say is thank you all for buying the black hoodies, and they're basically sold out. I mean, last night when we put one post on Facebook, your design of the black zip-up hoodies and the pullover hoodies went over very well. So it only took her 6 years to come up with her first product of merchandise. So thank you for that. Imagine.
I know, but thank you.
We wouldn't
It
be
was a home run. Though.
We wouldn't be a dinky little podcast if she had actually execute her ideas once every 2 years instead of once every 6 years. But we ordered more.
It's like
so
an eclipse.
Thank
it
you very much.
Comes around every once in a while.
We need some small and medium people to come in today. Other than that, you're going to have to get on the waiting list. Are there any small people out there? Ed, could you work the Margaritaville people?
We're gonna get you one, and you can model it.
Before we get to our first guests, I did want to, if you missed the walk around this morning, the news that we announced was next week, if you keep an eye on our Facebook page, Margaritaville is offering Beach Talk Radio followers only rooms at $189. So yeah, if you didn't watch the walk around this morning, next week, at some point, there's going to be a post on our Facebook page, and that's going to go just as quick as the hoodies go. So, I mean, there's only 240 rooms there, and I don't know how many rooms are going to be available at that rate. So stay tuned to our Facebook page. No XXLs left, Donna, sorry, but they have been ordered. So that will be next week at some point. We have nothing except small. There aren't a lot of small people around today. So we need some small people to come around.
The sweatshirts do run big. The zip-ups
all right, but they're still small. We have all the sizes in the blue, but people want the black. Let's introduce our first guest because they are ready. They have been standing here ready to go. Our friends from the Beach Kids Foundation. Linda Beasley is here. Linda, grab microphone number 3. No, make sure it's in the right order. Thank you very much.
Wow. Really?
Have on, yes.
A little bit there.
We got a little bit of a turn, Marie, and we'll have everybody in the camera there. You're on now. We're on. Okay. Very nice.
Thank you. You're welcome.
A little bit more. Get me out of the picture. A little bit more. Perfect.
There we go.
Linda, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How are things going at the Beach Kids Foundation?
It's going.
Okay.
We're excited.
For those who don't know, tell us a little bit about the Beach Kids Foundation.
Okay.
Because we do have a lot of newer people, so you've been on before, but update everybody.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to thank you and Ed for last year, coming on board, really helping out. There was a need. We had the hurricane, and we really needed your help. Your listeners are great. Followers are great. I just want to big shout out. Thank you for you
last
guys
year,
for everything you did.
If you're new to the show, last year we collected toys and bikes and whatever was on your list, and a lot of the stuff was delivered to our house, and then we moved it down to your house, to your garage. And when I saw the final amount that was displayed at the Tiki, was at the
no, it was at Times Square.
No, Leaky Tiki.
The Leaky Tiki.
Oh, Leaky Tiki.
Yeah. It was incredible. So it was nice for the kids to have a great holiday.
It was wonderful.
So.
I mean, it was amazing, the outpouring. I mean, people, the people that follow the show, the people that listen, you guys always crush it out.
Yeah.
We have to limit the people sometimes because they get a little crazy with the donations. So I mean, when we do these pop-up fundraisers, you have to do $25 or $30 because the one person wants to donate the entire amount, and this way it gives everybody a chance to participate.
Well, last year we had nothing. I mean, people didn't even have scissors, wrapping paper. They had nothing right after the hurricane, and your listeners provided it all. We had a wrapping station.
Yeah. And that was the perfect location too, because they had the right amount of space.
Like a wrapping package, not like a wrapping station.
We had tape, scissors, wrapping paper.
Where did that?
Clear on
Where
that
did that?
We're gonna clip
Where did
that
that
one.
come from? We don't mean to ignore you. I
Yes.
mean,
That's
we.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm letting you guys speak. And
Yeah. Well, we go back a ways.
Well, you better
right,
jump
Linda?
in here.
But no, this year we're a little different. We're going back to what we used to do with the wish list, because now the kids are in school and we drop off the wish list to them and their whole family, the siblings, everybody fills out what they need and their shoes and clothing and whatever they need. So we then, again, will rely on you for the wish list when we put it together,
All right.
and your listeners to provide it. And we're going to have it again December 16th at the Leaky Tiki.
Sweet. Now the kids will go back to school, if I'm correct, in December 4th or 5th. Okay.
It's the 5th, I believe.
Yeah, and it's not open to the part of it's not open to the public. I've been trying to communicate with the school district about with the safety and the whole thing with the kids. It's open to the press, but it's not really open to the public at 9:00. I think they're doing something at 9, but I think the town wants the parents and the neighborhood to show up to cheer the kids on as they go from Bay Oaks to the school. But more information will be coming out on that
Yeah,
in the
I hear it's
next
on the
week or
5th.
so. What are you looking at me like that for?
No.
It's two different things that are going
Right.
on. The kids are I think they're gonna have breakfast at Bay Oaks on the 5th,
then
and then walk over to the
yeah.
school. I mean, that's gonna be
Yeah.
amazing for them to see their school for the first time
Right.
since the hurricane. I mean,
Yeah.
they have been working crazily on that building to try and get it open, which December 5th is going to be huge for the community. Another opening, another ribbon cutting.
You think
Thank
they'll do a ribbon cutting?
I think they're going to do
Yeah.
the school district is going to be there. I think they're trying to limit with the safety issue. I think, people are crazy out there. And so they're trying to make sure it's safe for the kids too. So that's what I was told. So, but I could be wrong. I have been wrong. Have you ever been to the Dead Sea?
No,
Okay. Do you know they have dates at the bottom of the Dead Sea? Have you
They
heard
do
that?
not. They grow on trees.
Okay, so
you ding dong.
what the conversation
why do you want me to
yesterday?
go to the Dead Sea?
Why did the
Ah.
Dead Sea even come up then?
Because that's where they get the dates from.
The Dead
Because it's
Sea.
at a lower elevation.
So
It's
the
the lowest
dates in the Dead
elevation
Sea?
in the world. No,
Then
there
why
are
did he bring
trees
up the
around.
Dead Sea?
Because it's
Because he wanted to make me look dumb.
Well, you do that on your own, just perfectly fine.
Well,
You
look at
guys-
me. I'm not in this. I'm staying out of this
Tell us,
one.
Linda. So tell us a little bit more about some of the other things that Beach Kids Foundation does during the year.
Yeah, during the year, we just finished scholarships in August. We gave out $12,000,
Sweet.
$1,000 each to kids to go to college, and we continue on with that.
Is college important enough
Yeah,
these days?
very
I mean,
important.
Yeah. I mean, the kids can just be stars on TikTok now. They don't need to go to college, right? I mean, that's what
True.
that's what everybody seems to.
Yeah, but you need to go to
Education
college.
is
Yeah,
important.
we want to
Yes.
support traditional
Yeah.
roles and
Little
going to
bit
college
more.
and getting higher education. Absolutely.
Yeah.
STEM.
I was joking about the TikTok thing. It's just the kids growing up now in this social media world. It's got to be tough.
Yeah, but you have to know how to manage the money that comes in. You can't just go out there and
Yeah. What money?
do something silly and get money and then fritter it away.
So, what are the events that you have during the year that lead to the scholarship donations?
I'm going to let Bridget fire.
Bridget,
She's
come
our
on.
new chairman
Yes.
of the Beach Kids. So I'm
Wow,
gonna let
look
her
at you. Well, yeah,
talk
look,
about
you got a
that.
fan base there too.
So I would just like to introduce myself. My name is Bridget Myers. I grew up on the beach. In fact, I went to beach school when I was a kid and grew up in the area, went to Lexington, and
Wow.
just graduated from FGC with my bachelor's in neuropsychology. So hoping to be a doctor one day. So I've been involved with Beach Kids for many years. However, this was my first year as president, and it's been a spectacular experience. We did the scholarships back in June, I believe. And then shortly after, in August, we did a back to school backpack event at the Leaky Tiki, where we worked to get backpacks, lunch boxes, school supplies for all the beach kids. And we were able to bring that all to the San Carlos Elementary where they're located and give that to all of the students.
Sweet.
And then just a few months later in October, yet again, we had another event, which was the cornhole tournament down in front of the beach bar. One of our board members, Tiffany, she's very involved in a cornhole league. So we were able to partner with them to
Wait,
set up.
there's a cornhole league?
Yeah,
It's a
They have
huge
leagues of
thing.
there's like
cornhole.
Yeah.
professional
It was a big-
cornhole
it was a
players.
big-
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
huge event, and with the dedicated work of everybody that attended, we were able to raise $3,000 for the beach school, which we
Wow.
hope to present to
Present.
them. on opening day.
Bridget, you should really break out of your shell.
What do you mean?
Yeah, 'cause you're a little shy on the show. I mean,
I can talk louder if you'd like.
I'm kidding. So go ahead. Go right ahead. Yeah.
So we've done a lot of stuff. We've been able to make our own merchandise. We're producing a lot of different stuff for Beach Kids, kind of branching out. One of my favorite things about being president this year is being able to meet all the dedicated community members that have such a passion for helping the kids and ultimately use foundations like Beach Kids Foundation to keep continuing the good efforts and supporting our kids. Going to beach school, I know how important it is. It's amazing to work with some of the same teachers that taught me when I was a kid. It's a fantastic feeling and it's a real full circle experience. So the fact that the beach school is reopening and is truly just
So when you went to the
amazing
beach school, you have your handprint in the cement?
I didn't do my handprint, but I did my signature, and I was supposed to sign a very small name, but I took up the entire slab of cement.
So it's
I'm
over there.
hoping it's still there. Yes.
I know they saved as much as they could from the
Yeah.
cement, and they're going to put it back at some point, right?
Yeah. My
I know.
son went there. My husband went there. They both
Wow.
had theirs right next to each other.
What year did you go to the beach school? Wait, you don't know? Wait, did he say you don't know? You don't remember?
just a
I don't
few
remember
years
either.
ago.
Wow.
Well, father and son had their handprints
Oh,
together.
very
Wow,
cool.
nice.
Yeah, that was such a great idea. I mean, it'd be nice
Yeah.
if they continue that somehow,
Absolutely.
that tradition there. So
Yeah.
So where do you plan to go to graduate school?
I'm in the process right now of taking my medical entrance exam, and it's my goal to stay in Florida. I've always wanted to own my own practice. I really want to stay local, actually. However, this area doesn't have a medical program, so I would have to branch out to the other coast.
I've taken the medical entrance exam. You're going to fly through it.
No,
Don't
I
worry
was
about
going
it.
to offer when you have to do your dissertation and you have to do a study,
It's easy.
and it can be a double blind
I did it
study.
online in a week.
Use him as one of your, when you're doing your neuropsych
Wait,
testing.
what?
Yeah, let it throw you in as kind of the
Crazy.
below average, the 55 standard score is
Feeling the
where
love.
you're going to come
Feeling
in
the
right
love
now.
today, Bob. Feeling the
Oh,
love
boy.
today. Did you want to come on the show? Wait,
Wow.
that's our next guest
I
coming on the
know.
show. I think we're
I
going to have
know.
a fun second half
I
here. Not that
know.
the first half isn't fun, but
That's what you should do. You should come on the show and give him all the tests.
do you
and see
think
how that goes?
if you became, well, I'm sure you'll become a doctor. Would you do it? Would you try and open something on the beach?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Without a doubt.
yeah,
Absolutely.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I think it's important, start off education on the beach, bring it back full circle, and, provide the beach with the resources they
Yeah.
provided me when I was a kid.
Do you live on the beach now?
My grandparents, we all lived on the beach. Unfortunately, we had to move off due to the hurricane.
Yeah. Where if you don't mind me asking, where?
Red Coconut.
Oh,
Grandmother,
wow.
Myers.
Jeez.
Hello. Did you not?
I
hear
didn't
the
know. I
last
didn't know.
name?
I did not. I heard the
I-
last
I
name,
don't-
but it's
I
not
don't
an
advertise it,
uncommon
yeah.
last name. So wow. Okay.
Yep.
So any information on the wish list when it's going to come out so that we can post it up there? When do you think we'll be ready with that?
We should be getting it next week.
We're collecting
hope.
the wish list on November 28th, and it should be 1 or 2 days before we have the wish list up. So I would anticipate by December 1st, we should have that up and running for you guys. Also, we are switching all of our raffle baskets and stuff to a silent auction platform. So anticipate on December 1st for us to have that up and running, and the funds raised will be used to help buy those gifts and everything as well. Everything gets posted to the Facebook page. So I would say that's our mainstream media for where you can find the rest of the information.
What's the Facebook page?
Beach Kids Foundation.
Okay. All right. You guys, somebody wants to post it on there. That'd be great. And yes, Carla, thank you very much. Carla feels sorry for me today, dear. So I'm going to make sure that I pop that on there. So the Facebook page. And anything that we miss?
You're struggling today.
I am.
Aw, I don't
My
know what's
feelings
going on.
have been hurt.
Oh,
Yep.
my
This is
goodness.
our next crew here.
Well, we
So,
appreciate
yeah.
you.
Thank you very much, Linda.
I appreciate
I'm
you,
gonna-
Ed.
I
Thank
might-
you for throwing him a bone, Linda.
I might need a hug later, Dave.
No, we do appreciate everything you do for
Last
us.
year, I can't believe it's been a year. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just the
I
time
can't
is
either.
flying by. And I say this every week now, and it sounds like a broken record, but when you drive up and down Estero Boulevard now, you really see the construction start to turn around. You
Yeah.
see a lot of construction on residential areas that we haven't seen. So it's nice to see the houses going
see
back
a lot
up.
because
Yeah,
I stayed during the hurricane in our house, so
Yeah.
we saw it the day after.
yeah.
Right.
When we walked out, so it was like, Yeah.
Scary.
Not good.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
do you think a year later? How do you think
year
things
and-
are going?
Oh, I think it's going fast. I mean,
Yeah.
really fast. It's just we're up running restaurants. I mean, it looks good.
It does
looks
look good.
really good.
When you look back at Estero Boulevard a year ago, and it looked like a Mad Max movie with the sand and the debris on Estero Boulevard, and now
It looked like a war zone.
it did.
It really
definitely
did.
looked like a bomb was dropped
Yeah.
right on. And then you go over the bridge, and it wasn't
pretty over there.
It
wasn't
wasn't
normal.
all the boats. Yeah.
It wasn't normal, but you get a
Well,
little bit
once
out
you
to
got-
Fort Myers.
right,
It'll look
right,
like, okay,
right.
the traffic lights
Right.
are out, but everything else seems like it's okay. But you still hear different areas where people lost their roofs and things like that. And they're
Yeah.
struggling with
the
insurance
insurance
and things like
companies,
that.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
anything else you want the folks to know about the Beach Kids Foundation? If they just wanted to make a donation, what could they do?
To our Facebook page, we do have a separate PayPal link where you can just log on and, put in your credit card information and make a flat donation if you don't want to do anything with the gifts or other related items. And we'll post that to our Facebook page. We're going to do kind of a big group post. That way everything's in one consolidated place and it's easy for you guys to find the information that you need if you want to help us out.
Sweet. Anything else, Linda?
Good.
Good.
All
We're
right.
good to go. Well, thank you guys for coming
Thank
on.
you.
the
Thank you for
Beach
having
Kids
us.
Bridget,
Foundation.
good
Thank
luck
you so
in
much.
your career.
We'll be telling you more about the wish list, and we'll be updating everybody on everything that's needed for the Beach Kids. So thank you guys for coming on very much. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And before we get to our next segment, Jorge Barrera is in the house. He's eating breakfast right now, so don't go over there and bother him while he's eating. He doesn't like that when people bother him like that. I'm just kidding. I need to tell you a success story about Jorge from somebody that worked with him. They say, quote, "We originally met Jorge at his open house. He took time to listen and understand that his listing wasn't for us. He immediately assessed our needs and put a plan in place that met our needs and our family. He was very responsive." Go figure, Jorge being responsive, and found us the perfect home. He was on top of every part of closing to make sure it happened on time. Jorge went above and beyond and is still friends with us, and we love him. And they love his new dog, and they love his Crocs. Oh, wait, he's not the one with the Crocs. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. Jorge Barrera, we appreciate. He's been a sponsor of ours. Yes, go ahead, clap for him. He's been a sponsor of ours. He sponsors all our goofy events. By the way, everybody, the 5K that we're having on New Year's Eve is now up to 220 registrations, and I've hardly been promoting that. It's going to be big. It's good. Now, all that money is going to the women's club to help them rebuild their facility that they lost. Valerie's is now smoke-free, dear, and your hair will never smell like smoke again. Valerie's Lounge is now non-smoking. It's open Monday through Friday. You know, they're located on the other side of the bridge, so if you're making your way down to the beach, you can stop at Valerie's and have a drink. Yeah. Or you could play charity bar bingo or karaoke, because it's every Tuesday at 8:30. The Flying Hasselhoffs, they perform every Thursday night starting at 9. Valerie's is located, they do drag queen bingo too, which is my favorite. I love drag queen bingo. And that's over at Valerie's. They are on the other side of the bridge, so we appreciate them being a sponsor of the show. I want you to come over here so that we can thank you for coming to America. Our friends from the UK are here. Come on down. Yeah, come on. Before we have, thank you guys. Thank you to the folks from the Beach Kids Foundation. Come on down. I love to have people with UK accents on because that's my favorite accent, other than, Jordanian accents. Here you go. You guys got to sit over one more chair so you can be on the screen. We want you on the screen. Oh, there you go. There you go. Say hello to everybody out in
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Hi.
We've flown 4,500 miles to be here
Yeah.
to see this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to thank him, because if it wasn't for him and Beach Talk Radio, we back in the UK would have no idea what's going on here.
That's not why I asked you guys to. I didn't
know,
ask you to sit down next to me to thank us. Now stop
we
that.
No, we do. We really appreciate what you do for myself and my family, because we love this place, as we
Yeah.
told you last time,
Yeah.
and we know what's going on.
Now,
Yeah.
where do you live in the UK? I don't know a lot about the UK. I'm an expert in Jordan and countries in the Middle East, but I don't know a lot about the UK.
You know the Dead Sea?
Is that in the
Yeah,
UK?
we're just north of there. If you know London, we're about an hour and a half out of London on the southeast.
Yeah.
A little.
Now, let me ask you.
We live in a royal borough. If ever you were to Google England, we actually live in a town called Royal Tunbridge Wells. It has a royal
You live in a town called Royal
Tunbridge Wells.
Royal Tumble 12.
Queen Victoria, if you know anything about English history,
Now, what do you?
she bequeathed it.
How do you think
royal
how do you
town.
think the king is doing so far? Is he holding up his end of the bargain?
He's good.
Yeah,
He is surprisingly good.
yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have high expectations for this guy, did you?
Well, he was a little bit iffy in his younger days and
Yeah.
his middle ages, but now, since his mum's gone, he's
Yeah.
taken over and
But
he's
a bit
doing very
old
well.
for coming into the job.
Yeah. How old is the king?
76, same as me.
He's 76
Yeah.
now. Wow.
No,
Are you
sorry, 75. Sorry, 75.
How dare you get that wrong? She just gave you a shove. Is that like a crime to not know what the age of the king is? Or So-
He's had a birthday this month.
oh, he
actually.
did. Okay, so
Yeah.
you missed the birthday.
Yeah.
Is it a big deal when the king has a birthday?
Not really, no.
No. Okay.
No.
Now you're 75.
Yep.
What do you do to stay in shape?
Sorry, say again.
What do you do to stay in shape? Like, how do you stay so fit at 75? I mean,
Well-
what are you doing? You going out running a 5 mile?
Thank you for saying that. No, I've been working all my life,
Yeah.
doing things, but
What do you work? I mean,
Um,
you outdoor? What do you?
I think the best thing about saying about life is I come here
Yeah.
since 1991. We come here 2 or 3 times a year
To Fort Myers Beach.
to Fort Myers Beach.
Wow, that's awesome.
So he works 48 weeks of the year, so we can put some money aside.
You're
to
still
come here.
working
Still working.
at
yeah.
your age.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy. What do you think of my windbreaker? You
Oh,
like
absolutely.
the windbreaker? I mean, I think it's a hit. The
I'm a bit
windbreaker.
surprised it's quite warm out
It's
there. I
not.
don't know
It's
why-
freezing out here, bro. Come on. It's 65 degrees out here. I had a friggin' hat on before. I had a winter hat on before.
My daughter told me last night it's -1 back at home, and she'd put the frost screen on her
Is
car.
that degrees or Celsius?
That's
What do they go in the
minus-
UK?
-1 is Celsius.
Celsius.
So
Celsius.
that's 32 degrees
All right.
Fahrenheit.
That's not that bad then.
That's cold.
32 degrees.
That's
Yeah.
cold. Well, no, no. 32 is freezing, so it's minus. it'd
So
be like
let me
30,
ask you.
31.
Let me ask you a serious question, if I may. Why do they call soccer football in the UK? I mean,
Because-
it's very confusing.
I don't do sport.
I mean, why do they do that? It's soccer. It's not football.
They're going to remember us Brits. We originated football, and it was called football.
It's not
It's only-
football
it's
though.
only
It's
you-
soccer.
It's only you second English-speaking Americans
But
that
the
call it
football.
soccer.
But do you see what the football looks like? I mean, the football looks like a football. A
True.
soccer ball looks like a soccer ball.
No, they're the same.
It's not really the same. One's got like nipply edges on it. The other one's a round thing. It's not really the same in any way, right? So we talked about the king.
Yep.
Do you miss the queen? Are you over it?
She's been with us all of our
all
lives.
my life.
No
She-
kidding.
She,
Yeah.
she came to the throne before I came to the.
Wow. How
Yeah.
old was she? Was she like 102 or something?
Not
So
quite.
she was
No,
100.
95,
No,
96.
she did have
Do you get to a
She
point?
did have a 100th birthday.
No,
Do
you
you-
didn't. That was her mother.
She did have a 100th birthday. She did.
Don't worry. Don't ask.
When you get to a point
I'm
where
listening,
somebody is close to 100, do you think, man, come on, it's
That's-
time.
it's a good
Let's
life.
roll it over,
It's
baby.
a good life.
Yeah, that's a long time.
But
I
don't
mean,
forget.
give somebody else a try.
Don't forget, the Queen didn't have to do a lot, did she? She didn't have to cook breakfast,
I know.
make the bed,
She lives
do
in
the
those
washing.
big
It was all
castles.
done for her. So,
Listen, what's the story with the kids? I mean, the kids are a pain in the butt. I mean, one's.
I know, one of them. Should we not mention that?
Oh, you're not allowed to talk about the kids? Why
Well,
not? One of them could be the king someday.
Well, yeah, that's okay.
Is
That's
that
fine.
Harry?
No.
Is that who's the other guy's name? What's the other guy's name?
William.
William.
He's,
Is he-
good, he's good guy.
He's the next in line to be the
and
king.
his
You-
wife and his
Yeah.
children, they're very good.
You
Yeah.
people this side of the Atlantic have inherited Harry.
Why are people? Here's what I don't get. Why are people in America so like enamored by what goes on with this king and the queen and the kids thing? It doesn't. It's like a soap opera. It's like a whole thing that everybody's got to be on all three networks.
It's because you've never had a king and a queen and a royal family.
We didn't have a king before Biden. The guy thought he was the king, and he wasn't really the king. I thought we had the king before Biden. He could be the king again, by
He
the
could
way.
indeed. Good luck to the guy.
I don't mean to talk politics with
No,
everybody.
no,
but-
no, no.
I better be careful what I say.
Yeah. You can say whatever you want. Nobody pays attention to this show.
What does he think?
I don't
Biden?
know. I don't
Does
know.
he think?
Oh, well, easy. Listen, lady, that's our president there. Come
know.
on.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh,
All right. Well, so when you guys, when we appreciate that you guys come down and spend money on our silly gear and all that
I am
stuff.
actually going to. My daughter always wears black.
Yeah.
It's a dirty.
Is she
colour.
small? Hopefully she's small.
No, she's big. So we're going to go for the blue. You got some big blue ones.
Oh,
haven't
we got big blue ones.
you? Yeah.
How-
well,
how-
I'm going to change her
yeah.
attitude to clothing.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add before we let you go?
Ed,
Thank you, man.
thank
Thank you, guys.
It's
No,
been wonderful
it's been a lot of fun.
for this
Thank you, guys.
opportunity. to
Yeah,
come and
thank
see
you, guys.
And unfortunately, I don't think we'll be back here. Maybe not until next November. Now.
Okay, next November.
Some
When you
folks-
come back again, we'll have you on at Margaritaville. Thank
Yeah.
you, guys. How about our friends from the UK? We really do appreciate you coming down. It's always nice to have a little fun with. All right. Oh, there she is, my favorite beach kid school person. I apologize for making you guys wait, but we just wing this thing as it goes. Get up here. You have number 3.
Favorite number.
Nice and close. I know you're not shy. How are you?
You got to hold it up there
Yeah.
close. Yeah, tell everybody.
Tell
your
everybody
name.
your name.
My name is Marina.
Yes, we know your name.
And we know Marina from way back, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember when was the first time we met? Do you remember?
No.
It was way before the storm.
Yes.
Yeah. And
You
so
might have-
how old are you now?
9.
27? Oh,
No,
9. 9.
Are you looking
so
forward
did you
to getting?
graduate high school yet?
No.
Oh, come on. Do your parents know you're over here yet?
Yes.
Do they? Oh, they're waving, so we're not in
Oh,
trouble.
there they are. Now, I think we had you on the show when we were at Peach Time Out 100 years ago, right? You were, how old were you then? Like 3. You were tiny then. Now, are you getting ready to go back to your school?
Yes.
How cool is that going to be?
Exciting.
Are you
Yes.
exciting?
Yeah. Now, what grade are you going to be in the 9th? You're 9. So what is that? 4th grade?
I'm in 4th grade right now.
Okay, 4th grade. Very cool. Yeah. What is your favorite subject?
Math.
Do you
Oh,
know?
nice.
Yeah, I'm really good at math, so I don't want to quiz you on anything
horrible
math
at
wise, but
Horrible. Ask him 2 + 2. I bet he doesn't even know
Plus
it.
2 plus.
I let's not ask each other questions. Do you know where the Dead Sea is, by the way?
No.
All right, so we're even Steven then. Do you know there?
I'll tell you what, she knows there's not dates at the bottom of it. That's what she knows, right? Yeah, those are grow on trees, for crying out
What did
loud.
what did you
so what
make
did you
here?
hand me here?
We had
What's this all about?
it's a thank you card because you gave us a washer and dryer.
Well, if I can explain, if it's okay with your parents, I can explain. We did not give you a washer and dryer.
Or whatever it is.
What happened was,
Well, he's just going to explain.
yeah, what happened was we did pop
She's
up.
right. You just
I
gotta
know,
elaborate.
I know.
You were
We
right.
did a pop-up fundraiser for a family on Fort Myers Beach for a washer and dryer.
And this is it. Now, did you make this yourself? Oh, keep it close. Keep the microphone close.
Yes.
So tell me, who's the cat?
That's Ed.
Oh, that's Ed with a cat with a mustache.
Holding the coffee.
Oh, he's holding a coffee.
Thank you for that.
He drinks a lot of coffee.
And he's saying,
He's. Oh, she is so smart.
What is it? What am I saying?
Buy
us a
me a coffee. Wow,
So if I could finish my thought
that
without,
was really good.
that was kind of my mom's idea.
That
All
was
right.
part of your mom's idea.
we love your family
That
so
was
much. Now
great.
listen,
What's this here?
let me.
I don't know. I just
a
She
design.
just threw that. That's
Okay.
you, dear. She just threw that
No,
in there.
I'm
It was
up here.
mostly about me.
I'm up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your mom and dad were at the Estero Island Historical Society cleanup that we had a couple weekends ago. Thank goodness that they came because they brought all the tools that we needed to clean everything up. We didn't bring anything but black bags, but your dad had everything in his truck, and it was a great help. So it's just one of those things where everybody helps each other on the beach, and everybody wanted to donate, and that was a nice thing. And I'm glad you have clean clothes now because you were really starting to stink.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Thank you so much for that card. It's beautiful, and thank you for coming on.
I can't wait.
And we look forward to you going back to school at your new school.
I can't wait.
No more waiting for that crazy bus driver to show up on time, right?
We had to wait like
16 hours one day or some crazy amount.
It was like 3.
I know.
It was 3.
What do you
not
do
16.
for 3 hours when you're waiting for the bus? Do you hopscotch and things like that? Or
Well, that one we just waited in someone's room and we finished our homework.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you finished your homework.
Well, that's good.
There you go.
That's good.
All right. Well, thank you
so much for coming on. And
Shall
thank
I
you.
escort you back?
Thank you for the nice gift. I'm going to hang this up in our wall of gifts that we continues to grow. I don't know if anybody watched the the show yesterday. We had so many gifts that were given to us. It was like I was kind of joking, like you weren't allowed to come on the show unless you brought us a gift, but it worked. We got a lot of gifts. So, all right, Dave, come on down, Dave. Folks, when you hear this next story about this organization, I met Dave at the Pink Shell. It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. State Insurance was hosting an event at the Pink Shell just to thank all the nonprofits. And Dave, I saw him in the bathroom first. He was washing his clothes off, which I thought was kind of strange. But then he was sitting at the same table, and he told me the story about Bikes for Tykes. And it was just an amazing story. And I said, Dave, we got to have you on the show. And so, Dave, thank you very much. Skip is the founder of Bikes for Tykes. And Dave, you're taking over for kind of Skip. You're like the CEO now, or
I could never take over. I could never do what he does.
Skip, sit down, man. Sit down.
He's getting there. He's putting his stuff away.
Skip, I do need to ask you about your leg there. What happened to your leg?
Turn it just a little bit.
I got bit by a brown recluse spider.
Are you kidding?
I was working at the bike route down in Naples, and we were moving out of the building so they could redo it. And I walked by the air compressor, and something bit me, and I smacked it. Oh, God. You know. And an hour later, I was in the hospital for a week with antibiotics, but it got into the muscle sheath. And 11 operations later, they said, hey, we got to take the leg. I said, goodbye, leg. I was ready.
Holy smokes. How crazy is that?
Wow.
Yeah, it had a big hole in there about that, like that.
Yeah.
And it kept growing, and they pinned it, and they did everything. Couldn't do anything with it. So
11 operations.
Those brown recluse, they're bad. Not everybody ends with that. I sat on one once. Ooh.
Good thing they didn't need to take that off.
No.
Can you imagine that, Dave?
Good.
Talk about an ass chewing.
That was not good.
Wow.
I had just moved here.
Dave,
you weren't even here. I was here by myself.
I never even knew you sat
I
on
went
one of those
running
things.
out at Buckingham Park and sat down.
Wow.
Little Miss Muffet.
All right,
That's
enough
not
about
good.
your behind.
Yeah, go Bucks. I might as well get that in.
So today is a big day, by the way. A
Down
lot
hill,
of
Michigan.
lot of Ohio State fans in the house today. Let's hear it for Ohio State.
You know, Ohio's been quiet for a couple of weeks, so it's nice to see them back.
A lot of red in this house today.
I was there on that team, and then all of a sudden, after getting the crap beat out of me on the practice field,
Wait a second. You played for Ohio State?
Under Woody, yeah.
Nice.
And then all of a sudden, I looked up. I said, look, they're going to kill off 80% of the team before they even let me on the field. So I said, I came here for an education. I just got it, and I graduated and left.
Skip, you got to break out of your shell, too. You're very shy today. So, Dave, I'm kidding. You got to tell. I don't care who tells the story, but you got to tell the story of how this organization began. It's called Bikes for Tykes, and it's TYKES. And Skip is the founder, and Dave is. Are you still the vice president, or are you the president now?
He's the president.
Okay. How and why did you start this organization?
I was raised in a small farming community about 40 miles north of Columbus. And I mean, it was like 2,000 people the week the fair was in town. And farmers don't take charity. And my dad, at Thanksgiving one year, he said, you know, we are far from being wealthy, but we have more than some. He said, maybe we have to find some way of giving back. He says, does anybody have any ideas of how we can give back to our community? And I think I was 9 years old. I said, hey, bikes, Dad.
Yeah.
And he said, you might be onto something there. So the next day, what we call Black Friday now, we picked two families. They had 2 kids apiece. And Dad and I went to the junkyard and found 4 bikes. We brought them back to the barn and we sanded and painted and put new seats and handlebars and tires and tubes on it. And on Christmas Eve, Dad woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning and said, we took the bikes about a block away from the houses and we wheeled them up onto the porch and left them there with a little tag on it that said, Merry Christmas, Santa.
Oh,
And,
my God. What a great story.
Nice.
We did that from the time I was 8 until I was 16, and I discovered cars and girls. And so then fast forward 30 years in Naples, I was divorced at that time. And my roommate, Steve Bear, and I, we went to lunch. I worked for Gallman Pontiac at the time. And we went to lunch at McDonald's, and they had the very first, Christmas tree, wish tree. And I picked off a little card off there, and it was a little boy age 9. His name was Josh, and he wanted a bike. And I told Steve, I said, hey, this is what my dad and I used to do. I said, by the way, I said, my nephew's name is Josh. What is your son's name? He says, Josh. And I said, how old is he? He said, 9. I said, my Josh is 9 too. This kid's getting a bike.
Yeah.
So Steve and I started putting a bike together. We brought it into the folks there at McDonald's, and Melanie Tracy and Trish Leonard, who owns TLC Marketing in Bonita here, they took it and they said, oh my God, this is like new. Can you make more? And I said, okay, what do you think, Steve? Yeah. So we did 27 that year.
Wow.
And then
what year you think that was?
That was 1987.
87.
Wow.
So when do you launch the company? What year?
87 later that year. And then the next year they called and said, hey, you're going to make bikes again, right? So we did like 85 then. The year after was 130. And now we bumped 1,200 bikes every year.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've built we've built over 47,000 bikes since then.
It's crazy. Now,
And you were saying when we met you at the thing that you get the bikes like from FGCU or colleges when the kids leave.
this is a crazy story. This is
Yeah.
a crazy story. Go ahead, Dave.
From a number of different locations. Florida Gulf Coast University is one university. They call us every June. When the kids leave school, they leave their bikes. So they have hundreds and hundreds of bikes. We go up there with our big trailers, make 2 or 3 trips and bring the bikes back. Now, some are not really suitable for repair and some are in really good shape. So that's one way. We get bikes from the sheriff's departments, Lee County and Collier County. We get the bikes from developments that have residents that are no longer in need of them. And a lot of times people just stop by the shop with a load of bikes and drop them off.
And it's not only that you repair the bikes and then give them out to folks who need them, but you also tell us what you were telling us where you go and fix bike for people who might be homeless.
We have a couple, we used to have more, but now we're down to 2 bike repair locations. We at the second Tuesday of every month, we go to Catholic Charities. The homeless population meets there. They're provided food and clothing and shoes and sometimes medical care. But we set up and we provide bike repair. They bring their bikes in and sometimes they are in really, really bad shape. We fix them if we can. If we can't,
all volunteers. Everyone is a volunteer.
Everyone that works with us is a volunteer. No, there's not one paid employee.
That's incredible.
So we fix the bike and at no cost, whether it's new tubes, new tires, new bearings, new brakes.
Dave, can I tell you a story? I was riding my bike on Thanksgiving Day because I knew I was going to eat a lot. 2 flats in one day. I mean, that because there's a lot of debris out there. That's not cheap.
No, it's not. It's
right?
not
I mean,
cheap.
tires and tubes.
It happens. It happens quite often.
Sand spurs. They
Mhm.
blow over to the swale. That's
Yep.
where you ride. Boom.
Yeah. So it takes a lot to keep a bike in good shape.
It
If you've
does.
got to constantly maintain
You've got to stay
you
after.
don't
it.
want the kids riding bikes that aren't
Or
in
adults.
good shape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the helmet law, there really should be a helmet law. I mean, I think
Oh,
that
we're
if
not
I was
gonna
going
get
to
into
advocate
that.
for one thing, it would be that you should have to wear a helmet when you. I've fallen off a bike several times, and the first thing that you do when you fall off a bike
Hit your head.
is you grab your head. You don't want to have a concussion, or you don't want to have. I mean,
That's what happened.
you don't want scrambled brains. I mean, that's the last thing you want when you fall off a bike. I could care less about breaking my leg or my scuffing up my knee, but I need my brain to work because I have to deal with her every Saturday.
Florida.
Well, I got to tell you, that
Florida
brain
was
needs a
number
little
one
work.
in the United States for
Are you guys rooting for
accident-
Ohio
bicycle
State today
accidents.
by
Yes.
chance?
with 132 kids. 132 kids nationwide were killed bicycle accidents.
Yeah.
1,230 fatalities. I mean deaths
Right.
on bicycles.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yes, the
in
helmet
Florida-
is.
Yeah, helmet's important, but Florida needs to do. They're doing a good job, but they still need to do a better job with the bike lanes and.
Well, I
But
think
people text all the time. It just takes one jackball that's texting, and you're cooked.
Under 16, if you're caught without a helmet, now they don't enforce it, but it is a $50 fine.
Yeah.
And
Should be a perp
point,
walk.
and a point against the parent's driver's license.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
then when you get that point against your driver's license, what happens?
your
Your
insurance,
insurance
goes
goes
up.
up. Yeah. Mm.
Is there
No,
any?
we would always advocate
Yeah.
having survived a really nasty bike accident. If I had not had, and the doctors were attest to this, if I had not had that helmet on,
Yeah.
and if I had moved my head 1 millimeter in a different direction, I definitely would not be.
She's
sitting
not
here
allowed
today.
to ride her bike anymore, other
No.
than
Good
doing a
idea.
bike
The
around.
helmet took the impact; it cracked.
Yeah.
Instead of
We
my
have the
skull.
helmet hanging up
Yep.
at the house. So.
Yeah,
Every 2
I was
years,
really
you
lucky.
look inside your helmet. There's a date stamp in there.
Right.
No
and
kidding.
if it's more than 2 years old, you should replace
I
it.
didn't know that.
because
Mine is
the,
way older than that.
It
So,
deteriorates.
is there any way we can get some help bringing in the
Things?
The
The
things?
things?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure,
Well,
we can do that.
We
We'll
got
get
we got some big guys here ready
Yeah.
to help out if you need some
Okay, let's-
volunteers. So,
Well, get
I mean-
anybody that's not currently drinking, go grab a bike.
We'll bring them right in here.
Where do you want
yeah,
to bring
right,
them in?
right in here.
Well, you got about 9 of them here.
Sabrina, can we have you come down? So, folks, in addition to having the folks on, we asked Pastor Sean to help us find some a family that we could donate some bikes to, and Sabrina is going to come over and bring her family over. She's got we've got 7
Let's let
bikes.
them all
We've
get
got
in here.
7 bikes that we're giving away today to this family. And I don't know if you can all come over and figure out how to do this, but well, Sabrina, come on down. We'll get you to tell us about your family. Yeah, it might be just best to just get rid of those. We got 7 bikes. I'm going to turn the camera around.
Do you want some of them to filter in the back? It's
yeah,
up to
just
you
come
guys.
on in. Just
Here.
I'm going to turn the camera around so you guys can see the bikes. And Sabrina, grab a microphone if you can and tell that one right there. So come on over so that the people can see on the camera here. And who's going to be the okay, you have a designated talker in the family, I can see.
I don't know.
Tell us about your family. Tell us about your family. Nice and close with the mic. And you're going to look right into that camera and tell everybody about your family.
So we used to own Fort Myers Beach Pizza.
Oh,
It was destroyed, obviously, in the hurricane. The kids all pretty much had bikes that got rusted that were outside, and none of them have bikes at the moment. So they're all very excited to get bikes today.
yeah. So we contacted our friends at Bikes for Tykes, and they brought 7 brand new bikes for the entire family that we're wheeling in right now that are going to be donated. Dave, tell us about the bikes and how you came about these bikes for the family.
We stole them. Cheaper that way.
Tell us about the bikes.
Okay, we have 9 bikes, I believe, Skip. We have, these are 20-inch, there's Rockets and there's some Sea Stars, and we have a 24-inch for the adult, for you. We have a 24-inch bike.
Now,
Well,
so
we
go ahead.
we bought these came. We do what we call bike builds. Every year we try to do 4 of them. It's kind of a fundraiser for us.
Okay.
And these are bikes that were left over from those builds. What happens in a bike build, we have a corporate sponsor that solicits funds for a bike. Each bike, it's $300 to sponsor a bike. We have corporate employees that come in and build the bikes, and then we have the students or the children come in and they're presented with a bike. These are bikes that we had left over from some of those bike builds.
Nice. Now,
so can I
go
just
ahead.
ask? All right. So how old are the kids?
They range from 14 down to, how old are you, so 7?
Are you sure?
14 down to 7.
They're family, but
Yeah.
this one's mine, the one's back here, and my 14-year-old's at home. He did not want to come.
Nice.
Oh, you didn't? That's cool. So, do you guys you eyeing the bikes? Do they look okay? You think they're going to be? Do you think they're going to be
one's
said?
yours?
Yeah. Which one? Does it matter which one you have? You looking for a specific color?
Let him take the mic. He's ready to
Oh,
roll.
you're ready.
He's
Go ahead. Have at it.
itching to-
Have at it.
Go ahead.
Whichever one is like the easiest for me to pop a wheelie on.
Oh, I see. Of course.
There we
Pop
go.
wheelies, huh?
Now, you're not allowed to ride the bikes without a helmet. Do you know that's the rule? All right. I'm kidding. I made that up, but I hope you do wear a helmet, right? You got to put a helmet over this nice hair of yours right there.
Where do you guys go to school now? Where are you going to school?
Two are at Heights Elementary. He's at Cypress, and these guys are at the Heights Foundation.
Nice.
Very
No,
nice.
the Heights Foundation, that place was amazing during the storm. What they were doing
They
and
are.
putting out was amazing. Well, there the bikes are,
Yeah,
guys.
you guys take at it, have at it. Thank you to
Thank you so
Tykes
much.
Bikes. I want to make sure I say it right. Bikes for Tykes. Do you guys have a way to get these to where you need to go? I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I told Sean I gotta drop them off first, and then I'm gonna have to.
Let
Okay,
me-
all right,
Okay.
whatever it takes, whatever
Let
it
me.
takes. Very nice. I wish I'm going to try and figure out how to turn this camera around so you guys can see what's going on here.
I might make a suggestion to you.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
This bike build that Dave was speaking about, perhaps you'd like to put on a bike build up here. We could do it out in the parking lot, and you would just come up with, let's say you wanted to do 50 bikes. You'd come up with 50 sponsors, which I'm sure your listening audience would step up to that.
Okay, wait. Sit down. Sit down. Now, let me understand this. I'm slow.
Okay.
So we would need 50 sponsors.
Yeah, it's 50 sponsors at $300 per sponsor.
Okay.
And they can send up to 4 people in to build their bike. Now, they build their bike, and then we can work with one of the local schools to get the kids here. And then at the end, we turn around and we'll cut you a check back for 20%, which is $3,000, which you can then use toward whatever charity or organization you want to help out.
I'm going to have to give you a call and
Okay,
talk this through and figure out
Absolutely.
how to make that happen
love to do
because
that.
everybody's got a smile on their face right now, and I'm sure that's what means everything. I mean,
The 8th of December, we're doing a bike build at Miramar
you are.
and at the outlet store. And if you'd like to come over, it start around 3:30 over there and see how it runs and what we do. I think you'd be
Okay.
very impressed.
Awesome. So it's got to be the feeling that you get when you are able to do what we just did now. It makes it worth everything. I mean, it makes it worth, the volunteering of the time and the putting the bikes together and the fixing the bikes.
Skip likes to explain it. We're creating memories.
Yep.
That these kids will remember this day
Yes.
for a long time. So we're creating memories, and that's what that gives you the feeling, a good feeling.
It's not just a memory. Many times it's a miracle. And if I can tell you just a story, a number of years ago, Don Hunter was our sheriff in Collier. Don called me right after Christmas and he said, "Skip, do you have any bikes left?" And I said, "Don, I'm sorry. I just turned them all over a few days ago." He said, "Darn." I said, What's the matter?" He says, "Well, I've got a 9-year-old boy in the hospital that the doctors have said he's given up hope to live. It seems that his mother and her boyfriend. The boyfriend came home after a Christmas party, started beating up on the mom, and the boy jumped on the boyfriend, and he grabbed the kid and knocked the mother out, grabbed the kid by the ankles and swung him around and around in the room, slamming him into furniture and everything.
Jesus.
And when the police got there, he was unconscious, had a concussion. He was bleeding out of the ears. One eye was swollen closed, a broken arm, 3 broken legs, 3 broken ribs. I think a leg was broken and multiple contusions. And the child just gave up the will to live. And he said Don said he wanted a bike for Christmas and he didn't get it. He says, so we were thinking that if we put a bike at the end of his bed, which we have permission to do, that maybe he would want to get that bike and get better. I said, Don, you'll have a bike at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Nice.
And my wife and I went down to the shop and we built a black BMX bike, all black and chrome. I mean, this thing was shine like a new penny. And we took it in and we set it up on the table at the end of the bed. And his mother went over and said, Johnny, Santa Claus was just here. And he said he couldn't find you. So then he heard that you were here in the hospital and brought your bike here. And he only could see out of one eye and it was kind of dull. And all of a sudden he saw that bike and a spark. You could see the spark in his eye. And the doctor turned around and said, out in the hall for me and the sheriff. And he walked out. He said, I don't know if you guys believe in miracles, but I would not have given that child another 24 hours to live. And you just witnessed a miracle.
Nice.
And I'm
Great
telling
story.
you, if this never pays us back another penny, it paid for it that night.
Yeah. That's a great story. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you guys for coming on, and thank you for the bikes for the family, and thank you, Amanda, for coming and bringing your family. And let's stay in touch, Dave, and talk about doing this bike build. I love it. I think it's a great idea. It's a great story. It's a great organization. It's Bikes for Tykes. The website is bikesfortykes.org. You can go on there and see what they're up to. Is there any final thoughts you want to share?
You can go on the website and make a donation. Just click on make a donation, and we will appreciate every penny.
Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for coming down here. And thank you for the bikes. Big hand for our friends for Bikes for Tykes. I'm watching out the I'm watching out the window here as the family. One of the things that you don't think of when you give away 7 bikes to a family is how the hell are they going to get them all home? And so they're trying to figure that out. Thank you for coming, and thank you for everything. Thank you, Dave. I'll give you a call. Can somebody locate my co-host so we can finish the show together? Nothing. I think they're going to kick me out of this place because I had kids riding around on bikes here at the restaurant. All right, before we sign off here for the day, I need to tell you about Power Block Builders. She'll come back in during the commercial. Power Block Builders has built hundreds of structures for Lennar Homes and other developers since 2017. They are a father and son company. Oscar Jr. is the licensed general contractor and the roofing contractor. Oscar Sr. is the mason by trade with over 35 years of concrete experience. And the youngest brother, Kellen, is a field superintendent for Power Block. It's crazy in here. The place has gone mad. PowerBlockBuilders.com. And you can call them right now because they're sitting out in their car waiting for you to call them on their cell phone.
You always think everybody's sitting out in their car waiting.
239-849-1919. If you're rebuilding on Fort Myers Beach, please give Power Block Builders a call. Wow.
Yeah, and the kids were out there thanking everybody. So
that is a great organization. And the weirdest thing was we never would have known about it if we didn't go to that event at the Pink Shell.
I know.
Thanks
and that
to
was
State
the
Insurance.
night where that wicked storm came in. Holy moly.
I was wearing my windbreaker that night, and it was still wet and cold. By the way, people love this, dear.
I know.
People are saying, should this be stop. Because you know what it's going to be another 2 years before they're available if she gets in charge. I have to say, it does have the big black letters on the back.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, shit, it doesn't. What the hell happened to them? I thought the big black letters were on the back.
No.
Well, the other one has the big black letters on the back without my name on it.
Well, I guess you get your
Wow.
name or you get the
Well,
letters.
I don't care. I love the way this it's chilly. It's 65 degrees out here.
Is
It's
it
like
keeping
winter.
you warm?
It kept me. Well, I was a little sweaty this morning, because
So I have to tell a quick story.
oh,
What
here
time
it comes.
are we at?
We're fine.
Oh.
It's 12 o'clock. Wow.
So we used to do these crazy obstacle course races, and sometimes they involve water and swimming. So we're at a race. It's a 24-hour race. This ding dong wears a windbreaker and then gets into the water. And we have a picture of him coming. I'm like, why are you so slow? Like I'm going through. He gets out. He looks like the Michelin Man because that jacket filled
Filled
up
with water. It was
filled up with water. And he's like lumbering out of this water. The dumbest. I think you thought it was going to like keep you afloat because you're not a good swimmer.
I'm
but
afraid of the cold. That's what it
almost
is.
took
I
you
don't
down.
want to be cold.
It almost took you down to the dates that are at the bottom of the Dead
Oh,
Sea.
here we go with
See
the
how
Dead
I
Sea
kinda
thing
brought it
again,
right
for crying
back to
out
that?
loud. So thank you, Kelly. So I thought you were going to bring up at Friday. We were at the farmers market and we saw some people. This guy had tattoos on him from Tough Mudder. Like
Yep,
this is the race where it's 8 or 12 or 15 miles, and he went so far as to get tattoos of the race on his body.
Well, he did 50 miles. He did
He
50
did the world.
miles. Yeah, that's right.
Where is he?
There he is.
I need to see his tattoos. Bring his damn tattoos over here. So what? I forgot what I was going to say. So we were chatting about that because we used to do those races and the whole thing. And I'm like, man, I was running this morning. I'm like, I'm never going to do a race
this
again.
morning?
I did.
What was your pace?
I ran. Well, I'm trying to get back into running because I hate running. I run 2 minutes and then I walk a minute. And I run 2 minutes and I walk a minute.
That's respectable.
I hate running. It's the worst thing. I love biking.
Oh,
come over here. You got to show off these tattoos. This is a guy dedicated to fitness.
I don't know how we're gonna do
Yeah,
this.
put your leg up on the stool, man. Put your back leg. He's got the Tough Mudder tattoos. No, come on over here. Come on over here. Just face that way and let everybody see your calf muscle. Put your calf muscle up there. Look at that. Now,
look, dear, look on the
yeah, there you go. Stand right up there. Yeah, there you go. Now, he's got. Yeah, you got it. It's perfect. It's perfect. All right, now be careful getting down. There you go. Now you have to explain. Here. Yeah, sit down. Here, sit down right here next to me, man. So tell us why you decided that the tattoos were the route you wanted to go. Like I've run the Tough Mudder, the Spartans, the 24 hours. Never in my mind did I ever think I want to get a tattoo. You can't take that off.
Never. I'll never take it off.
What? But why?
So the left leg is a symbol. The left leg is a symbol of the Mudhogs, which is a group that I run with. Those two down there, they're a group that I run with.
Did any of you guys get tattoos like that? Okay. Was he sober when he got them, or totally? Did they do them right after the race, or did you go somewhere and get it done?
Nope, not right after the race. Mine, I actually let it set in for about a year before I designed it, and then.
Oh, you designed it yourself?
The one on the left leg, I designed myself.
I have to be honest. If I ever got a tattoo, it'd probably be one of those races because I mean it's hard to run 50 miles.
Yeah.
I mean, what I did learn was if you don't practice running 50 miles, you're not going to run 50 miles in a race. So.
Absolutely the hardest thing I've ever done.
What I thought was really cool is that you said that the world's toughest mudder, which is a 24-hour race.
Yes.
That you run is it 5 miles now?
It's a 5 mile loop.
Still a 5 mile loop
with 20 or so obstacles. Is coming to Central Florida.
Where it's coming right to your back door.
Yeah, and the first one we did was in New Jersey, where it was 10 miles in November, and it was freezing cold in November, and that was the dumbest idea. I just signed us up. It's $800 to run the race, and then you got to pay for your own airfare.
Had everybody get quiet.
Yeah.
Like who pays $800 to run 24 hours in the cold in a pair of shorts? Like.
I'm out.
Yeah, and the other thing is you have to sign a certificate that says you could die in this race.
Yes. So the death waiver is real.
How many total races have you done, do you think?
So since we started, I'm going on 10 years. 10 years of running them every year. And I think I'm upwards of 41 I've done so far.
Yeah, nice. And do you all run them
Wow.
together? Do you run them as a group?
We all run it. That group at the table right
what
there.
makes it
Do you
cool
guys
is
all
when it's
stay
competitive.
together? Do you stay together, or do you have like a pact, like just go at your own pace and
It
you know?
depends upon the pain level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where we
Well-
are after, say, my lap 6, if I'm feeling good and they're all still feeling good, we'll stick together. We'll stick it out. If we get to feeling rough,
If we're
Yeah.
if we're being honest, the obstacles have gotten a lot easier than they were when we first started
see,
to do
that's
the
shade of the
obstacle
old,
courses.
The old folks.
Now they make them sissy-ish, so everybody can do
No,
it.
now they make
so,
them safe, so
and
they don't
do
fall
little
apart.
they do little gimmicky things so that you know, even the people that aren't fit can do it. And so
That's not true.
that's when I
at all.
bailed out. I was like, I'm not running these races with these people who aren't in shape. I'm just kidding. Well, where are you guys from, though? Obviously, you're Ohio State fans. So,
Ohio,
what part of Ohio are you from?
So that group there is mostly Sunbury, Ohio.
Sunbury. I don't know where that is.
Ah, sounds
Just
nice
north
though.
of Columbus.
All right, and you guys are obviously rooting for Ohio State today. Big game on
Big
college
game.
football today. So,
Yep.
are you where
Adrenaline's
you
pumping right now.
where are you watching the game today?
Right here.
Oh, sweet!
here with
Wahoo
you.
Willies, baby.
Right here.
Well, thank you for coming up yesterday, and maybe we'll see you in Central Florida.
I look forward to seeing you guys.
I'll
That'd be fun. That would be fun.
I'll be the pit crew for
Well,
my
but
wife.
we'll
That's what I'll be doing.
crew.
I'll be wearing the blue penny, not the black penny.
Do they still do that? The blue for the pit crew?
They do the what do you call it?
The pit crew.
The pit crew bibs.
Yeah.
Now.
Yep.
They got.
Yep.
they got
Well,
all
what was
kinds of
cool
different-
was
We had, wait a minute, we had a guy a couple of days ago. We had 2 young guys come out and clean our slider tracks and put new stuff in. And we have all of our paraphernalia out on the, you know,
Pictures
all our
and the
memorabilia
medals.
out there.
Yep.
And he went out there and he said, look at how nicely this slides. And he slid it and it slid into all of we have our stuff in like
Oh,
shadow
Knocked it
boxes
all
and it
down.
fell on the ground.
Tumbled.
And they had just been, you know, looking at it, and he's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'll replace it." I'm like, "Look, it's not that big of a deal, but I am not running that race again to get that stuff back. I am not doing
Well,
it."
The neatest part about that is you do make memories with your friends, and
Oh, yeah.
it's really, and you meet other people
Well,
that are.
That's the amazing part. I like the people that come from all over the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Everybody's so
New
friendly.
Zealand,
Australia,
yes,
New
yes.
Zealand.
Yep.
They come from everywhere to do
Here's
this race.
the last World's Toughest Mudder, and then we'll let you guys go. The last World's Toughest
Well, I
Mudder
mean, they can go. They don't.
I
We're
did.
not holding them here.
it was in Las Vegas, right? Was it in Vegas?
The
Anyway,
last one you did was Atlanta,
Atlanta. So
and you
they have this 12-foot wall
did
where
not do
you
well
can't
there.
you can't get up the wall without help from somebody.
Yeah.
So I helped the guy up first. Now, if you help somebody up first, he can come around and help you. He's already made the obstacle. He can come around and help you. So unfortunately, he was a little guy. So I was able to help him push him up over the wall. So he came around and tried to help me. He couldn't lift me because I'm fat. He couldn't lift me. And so I fell and twisted my ankle, and I had to be carted off. And then once you're carted off, you're DQ'd. You're out of the race, and you're pretty much a sissy Mary in the medical tent for the rest of the day.
DQ,
Yeah.
But
It
the rest
happens.
of the guys you raced with, they all hung together.
did.
They're all
They did 50
brothers in
miles.
this
Yeah,
area, and
which
they
was
did
nice.
50 miles. And
Yeah.
we were happy to.
And your mom comes
Support
down
them.
and she's in the pit crew, and
Yep.
I mean, it really is a lot of. I know we're boring you guys
know.
about our fitness stuff because,
traveling to the different state,
yeah.
Yeah.
2, 3 different, maybe
It's like
4
any
different
kind of
states a year is
club.
pretty
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It's pretty
I
great.
did a Spartan in Las Vegas, and I
Okay,
mean,
let
just
people go.
all right. Thank you for
Thank
coming
you
on.
so
man.
much.
Thank you. When
I mean,
she
well,
says
he'll
it's time
be
to
here all
go, it's time
day.
for me to go. Thank you we'll see you guys. Thank you, man. See you in Central Florida. Well, you got a big round of applause, man.
Thank you.
All right, we got to
See, now,
roll
if
out
I
of
hadn't
here.
gone up to him yesterday and been like, "Hey,
Ohio
that's how
State
you're
or
nice.
Michigan today? Who's going to win the big game? All right, we got a lot of red in the house. The game is in Michigan. Ohio State is an underdog, 3.5 points. How much money we betting on the game today?
I'm not betting anything because I won $20 on a $2 scratch off. So I'm in.
Yeah.
I know.
She never talks about how much she spent and lost. I mean,
No, I think that
like a true gambler.
no, that's gonna $10. That's gonna even me out. But I got really good numbers for tonight. So
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you
hoping.
all for coming today. Thank you for the bikes. Thank you for
Yes, thank
Linda.
you for the
and thank
bikes.
you. And let us know if you think these are worth putting in the shop, these windbreakers. Let us know. We're ordering plenty of black hoodies and zip ups. Thank you all for everything. And We'll see you next Saturday here. In 2 weeks, we'll be at Margaritaville. Watch our Facebook page for rooms at $189, only available to Beach Talk Radio followers. Thank you all, and bye-bye.